Good morning. I am glad to see so many wonderful faces out in the audience, and I would like to welcome everyone to the Gardere 22nd Annual Martin Luther King Jr. Oratory Competition. Thank you so much for spending time today and joining us for this wonderful event. My name is Holly O'Neill, and I'm very proud to be the chair of Gardere Win Sewell. We have been sponsoring this event. Actually, we started it 22 years ago, and we are very, very proud of what it has grown to be and the legacy that Dr. King started, and we try to celebrate with this event. I have actually been a lawyer at Gardere since 1987, and if you do the math, you'll might conclude that that was more than 22 years ago. So I actually remember when we started this. This was the dream of our managing partner at that time, Don McCleary. And it was Don's hope that we could honor the life of Dr. King and support education in the Dallas community. And we are thrilled to have teamed up over the years with the Dallas Independent School District and really once the DISD embraced Don's dream, it has really set an incredible opportunity and precedent year after year. We started out small, though. We did start out with the competitions in our offices, and I personally have witnessed how it has grown and flourished. In fact, we have offices in Houston, Austin, and Mexico City as well, and thus far we started the similar program in Houston 18 years ago. And actually, as we sit here in Dallas today celebrating the 22nd annual event, they are celebrating the 18th event in our Houston office. We likewise co-sponsor a similar program with the Austin Area Heritage Council in Austin, Texas. So this is a firm-wide event for Gardere and really is the fabric of our firm. But in Dallas in particular, the success has really been attributed as much to the Dallas Independent School District, and we really appreciate the support of this event in so many ways. Foremost, through sharing their very talented students, many who are on the stage as well as in the audience, and encouraging them through their personal messages that they're going to share with us and you will hear today. Dr. King would be very proud of all of you. To our friends at the Dallas Independent School District, we thank you for your support, again, of this program. In particular, please help me recognize Dr. Sylvia Raina, who is the Dallas Independent School Chief of School Leadership, whom you will hear from in a moment. She is actually off stage, but I'm going to bring her out real quickly, and then she's going to say a few words in a moment. Dr. Raina. In addition, I would like to thank LaTanya Copeland and Christy Kennedy Boyd. I would like the two of you to stand, please, for their hard work on this program. And of course, all of us wouldn't be here today without the hard work and encouragement, I'm sure there wasn't any cajoling involved, of the teachers, parents, counselors, principals, and family members whose support is so essential to all of the students who participated. So I'd like, if you fall into that category, to please stand up and let us give you a big round of applause. Now, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Raina, who, as I said, is the Chief of School Leadership for the Dallas Independent School District. Dr. Raina was born and raised in San Antonio, and her mother was also an educator and guided and nurtured her to develop a strong moral compass and a love of learning. While her family had a significant impact on her person that she has become today, she was also positively impacted by attending an all-girl Catholic school. Her high school years were at the Incarnate Word High School, And they were quite memorable. And an interesting thing about Dr. Raina is she actually graduated at the ripe old age of 16. She went on to college in San Antonio at Incarnate Word College, which is now the University of Incarnate Word. And she graduated with a Bachelor of Administration in French and Spanish at the age of 19. Quite impressive. And she started her teaching career at the age of 20. 2 years later, she received her Master's in Educational Administration from the University of Texas at San Antonio and received a mid-management certification thereafter and a PhD from Texas A&M University at College Station. Dr. Raina began her career, as I said, in 1977 as a teacher, and she has actually taught every grade level during her career. She spent 31 years of her career in the San Antonio Independent School District. She was also at the Edgewood Independent School District and Fort Worth Independent School District before becoming the Chief of School Leadership at DISD. So without further ado, please help me in welcoming Dr. Raina. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. What a glorious day it is that we are here gathered not only to celebrate the legacy of such a great man of not just our time, but of all times, but then the accomplishments of our students of Dallas Independent School District. What can I say? Let's give them a round of applause. We also know that if it not for the families and the staff, the teachers, the principals that make sure that our students are performing at very high levels, they would not be here today. So again, on behalf of the Dallas Independent School District, thank you to the parents and family members of all of our students and these students in particular. Let's give a round of applause to our families and the school staffs. Again, if it were not for partnerships like we have with Gardere, we would not be able to do these kinds of events that have become the hallmark kinds of events that we want our school district to be known for. So a very special thank you to our Dallas ISD partner, Gardere, who has, as said before, been our partner for 22 years. Again, thank you so very much. As I was preparing to come to this event today, I wanted to look to see, just remind myself of some of those kinds of things that I wanted to mention today. And we know that on Monday, February the 20th, Americans from throughout our country, from Washington, D.C. to Washington State, are going to be memorializing the legacy of such the great man in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And we want to make sure that we also revisit his message and the importance of this. And of course, the teacher in me had to come out and make sure that the students that are gathered here today know why is it that we look at the life and times of such a great leader and think about the message and what it means to us today. So I did a little bit of research and found that most recently, a Wake Forest University student by the name of William Murphy recently came across some new information about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And that was that when he was a teenager, he wrote a speech in a contest, and you can see kind of the thread of what he wrote as a teenager when he was 15 years old, and by the way, he won that contest. You can see the thread of the 1963 speech that he delivered in Washington, D.C. You can see that beginning when he was just a teenager. So when I think about the kinds of messages as a 15-year-old and what might have been those events that occurred in his life at that time that caused him to think about those messages of brotherly love, of nonviolence, of freedom for all, of making sure that everyone was living in an America that was just for all citizens, he began to think of those things very, very early on and memorialized them in a speech that he delivered to the Grand Elks Club, I believe it was, in 1944. So I think about what the students here today might experience today that might give them that impetus to do such great things. And an event like this is just that very opportunity that we give to our students, so that today they are participating in this, and who knows what this kind of an event can mean for our students in the future. So without further ado, I want to say again, thank you to everyone on behalf of the Dallas Independent School District, and again to the students. Today is an opportunity for you to deliver a message that was delivered to us in 1963 that I hope every one of us is living every single day. But it also tells us that the fact that you're here, that you've competed on your campuses, that you're here, that you're already the winners that we know that you are. And we look forward to a bright, bright future for you, and hope that if there's anything that we can do as a school district and as a community to help you reach your dreams, that you reach your dreams as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would have wanted you to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Raina. It is a pleasure to have you here today. Now, on to the competition. Just a bit of background. This year, we started with 19 schools and over 180 students representing all areas of DISD. I would like at this time to recognize all of the DISD student orators who participated in this competition at the school level. So if you're on the stage or you're in the audience, please stand if you participated and let us give you a round of applause. Thank you for all of your hard work. We are very glad that you participated. It really means a lot. And on the stage with me, we have 8 bright, very well-dressed, I might add, orators who were selected from our semifinal competition on December the 10th of 2013. And these students, who will be introduced by our Mistress of Ceremony shortly, will bring to life Dr. King's words and philosophy of peace, understanding, and equality through their speeches. I do want to take a moment to personally thank our judges. Besides our students, I actually think they have the hardest job here today. While our Mistress of Ceremonies, Clarice Tinsley, will introduce each one of them individually, you will have an opportunity to read more about their distinguished careers in today's program that hopefully you picked up when you arrived. And to the judges, on behalf of Gardere and DISD, thank you very much for joining us today. Now, just a little bit about our Mistress of Ceremonies. I think some of you know her. She is a valued news professional. Clarice Tinsley has many admirers. By the way, you've seen her on Fox News, and she likes to read Twitter feeds that come in. I checked her Twitter account. I have a Twitter account. Everybody at Gardere knows that. And I checked, Clarice has a Twitter account too, and as of this morning, she has over 6,800 followers. I have 58. I got a long ways to go to catch up with her. The millions in the Dallas-Fort Worth area have turned to her for their daily news since she arrived here in 1978. She's an accomplished journalist, as we can all attest from watching her every night, and she has actually traveled the world and has earned very prestigious awards in journalism, including a Peabody Award, an Emmy, and 3 Dallas Press Club Katie Awards, among many others. And we also know her as a staunch civic participant and leader. She's been on the boards of the 2010 Super Bowl Host Committee and Girl Scouts of Northeast Texas, and in fact has been named a Lifetime Girl Scout. She is on the advisory boards of the St. Philip School and the School of Journalism at SMU. Her numerous civic awards include the Women That Soar Media Award, the Girls Inc. She Knows Where She's Going Award, no question about that, and the Bank of America Local Hero Award. She is a painter, an art collector, and of course enjoys traveling and singing with the Sanctuary Choir, and she is married to her TV producer husband, Stephen Giles. I also saw on her Twitter account that she has a cat named Serenity. Clarice is greatly admired by Gardere. She has actually been an active participant and a stalwart friend for this event since its inception. She was one of the judges at our inaugural event 22 years ago. She cares deeply about all of the students, and as you will see, she does a great job of putting them at ease on the stage. So without further ado, it is my great pleasure to welcome our friend, Clarice Tinsley.
Good morning, how are you? All right. In addition, Holly, I've got 25,000 on my Facebook fan page, so catch up, okay? Get busy. I am honored, I am excited to be back with you again, and look at where we are. We started in the Gardere law offices, then we took the competition to the sanctuary at First Baptist Church in downtown Dallas, and the Majestic Theater has been our home for the last few years. This is an amazing event. So proud of our scholars and the way that they represent not only their schools, but our community, our city, our state, to the nation, and really to the rest of the world. I'm thrilled to be here, and I have one request right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is? Cell phones, absolutely. If you could just take a moment, a second, to put them on stun silence, because we don't want you to miss a single second of what we're about to bring you. Thank you very much. As Holly said, we are all honored to have this very distinguished group of business and community leaders serving as judges today. Each of them are recipients of numerous business, civic, and industry awards, and they represent the fields of journalism, the judiciary, business, and nonprofit service. So while you can read about them in your printed program, and I know you will, I want to quickly introduce our judges right now. Audience, I have another request. Please hold your applause until every judge has been recognized, and then we're going to give them a great big Texas welcome, okay? Okay. Judges, I'd like you to stand and remain standing as a group when I call your name. First, please welcome the Honorable Elizabeth Frizzell, presiding judge of the Dallas County Criminal Court, number 11. And do we have house lights? We're gonna, yes, all right, thank you very much. The Honorable Elizabeth Frizzell. Next, I'm pleased to see Teresa Frosini, reporter for KTVT TV. We're glad to have Gardere alum Stephanie Zapata Moore, Vice President and General Counsel of Luminant. Welcome as well, Mavel Navarro, Corporate Counsel of Tetra Pak Incorporated. We also have the Honorable Royce West, State Senator, 23rd District, Texas State Senate, with us today. We're honored to have Shannon Wynn, President of 8.0 Management, Fish Management, and Moth Management, who is part of Gardere's long family tradition. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank and welcome our distinguished judges. Boys and girls, all of our judges are sterling examples of success and hard work. They follow in the footsteps of all of our past judges who ranged in professions from astronaut to civil rights marcher with Dr. King, from business CEO to college president, from nonprofit CEO to journalist, from pastor to professional athlete, and numerous justices and judges from various courts of law. As they did before us, they're here to tell you today that hard work, focus, dedication, and determination will allow you to do anything you want to do in your life. You get to make the choice. We are all depending on you because each one of you will be the leaders of tomorrow. The life and times of Dr. King, along with his teachings, have profoundly impacted our nation, and they continue to provide hope, meaning, and inspiration for all of us today. The theme of this year's competition is a question that each student answers with their own speech. If Dr. King were speaking at a march on Washington today, what would he say? We believe this question asks our students how they will continue in the spirit of Dr. King's legacy for themselves and for future generations. All 180 original competitors answered this question through writing and presenting their own original speech. Each year, this annual competition starts at the elementary school level with dedicated principals, teachers, counselors, and of course, families. They help our students learn about Dr. King and encourage them to write original speeches answering the competition's theme question. Each student competed in the fall with other students at their school for the honor of being on the stage right now. I know how tough it is for the semifinal judges to select 8 finalists from the best of our 19 schools, but they did it. Each of our finalists deserves recognition for the time, the effort, and yes, the courage they put into preparing their speech. We commend them for their research, their diligence, and for delivering their presentations in front of you, our esteemed audience, on this really big stage at this historic theater. Without further ado, it is go time. Let's get this party started. Our first orator today is Ahmad Crawford, a 5th grader at Thomas L. Marcellus Elementary School. Welcome to the microphone. So let's bring this up for you. How about that? Is that good, Ahmad? Yeah. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Donuts.
Donuts? Any kind of liquid to go with those donuts?
Water.
Water. Okay. Breakfast of champions. I have a tradition that I like to offer all of the orators, so each one of you gets a choice. Would you like a handshake, a hug, or a high five before you get started?
Handshake.
Handshake. Good luck.
If Dr. King were speaking at a march on Washington today, I believe he would say, America, it's been 50 years since we last spoke, and I am elated to see so many faces from all different races and cultures standing here before me in great unity. In 1963, I described to you this sensational dream that I had of my 4 little children living in a nation where they would be judged by the content of their character. This phenomenal dream showed boys and girls of all colors joining hands as brothers and sisters. It was a marvelous dream that reflected our mighty nation rising up and living out the true meaning of its creed. I must applaud you all, America, for you have fought long, laborious battles that have broken down many barriers to make my dream a reality. I know you may be asking yourself why I have these elephant tears rolling down my cheeks. These tears are mighty tears of joy. As I look to my left, my heart is overwhelmed with deep emotion as I see this 6'1" distinguished African-American gentleman sitting there as the president of these great United States of America. As my eyes gaze past the National Mall, my emotional palette is running rapid. What is that? A larger-than-life-size granite monument of me? I am humbled and honored to be recognized and standing among the great leaders of our nation. I am a witness that dreams can become a reality. We can be judged by our character and not by the color of our skin. In 1963, schools, restaurants, and other public facilities were segregated, and people of color and women were either not allowed to vote or the vote didn't matter. Now look at you, America. Because you kept marching, protesting, and making your voices heard, the Voting Rights Act was signed. Women and other minority groups have reached high political offices where their voices can be heard. Some may say that nothing has changed, but walk in the shoes of those who march with me, who were beat with sticks, attacked by dogs, fire hosed, arrested and taken to jail for standing up for your freedoms. It seems as though your work has moved us closer to a world that accepts all of God's children. But we can't stop here. Our work is not done. There is still much to be accomplished. Yes, America, we have made a lot of progress on civil rights and racial equality, but there still remains inequalities in employment, education, income, healthcare, imprisonment, and poverty. I recently read a quote that stood out in my mind. We have shed the shackles of slavery, broken the bonds of bigotry, and yet we are still imprisoned by poverty. Yes, poverty still exists in America. How else can you explain a video game grossing $1 billion in revenue in one day, but the city of Detroit is bankrupt, and many of our children in the same USA still live in poverty? Ladies and gentlemen, where are our priorities these days? America, we must change our focus. The struggles Americans face for decent jobs and working conditions in 1963 mirror the struggles of workers everywhere today, regardless of race. We must focus on creating a nation where our children receive the best education so they will be able to pursue their dreams no matter what color they are. We must focus on building a strong economy where able-bodied men and women can work to provide for all their families' needs. America, we must change our focus. I know that this is a mighty task, but America, you have proven that through hard work, dedication, and perseverance, you can make the next step of my dream a reality. America, I just want you to know that we must change our focus. And I still have a dream. Thank you.
Next, we have Etana King, a fourth grader at John Neely Bryan Elementary School. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
How do you feel about this height for the microphone?
That's okay.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes.
How many?
I have 4 sisters and 3 brothers.
Wow, that's a great family. And where do you fall in the birth order?
I'm number 6.
Number 6. All right, way to go. Well, in my book, you're number 1. Would you like a handshake, a hug, or a high five? All right. Good luck.
August 28, 1963, has gone on record as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. This country, our world, has remembered that event as the Great March on Washington. Dr. King was taken from us and could not be here today. But wouldn't it be marvelous to imagine if Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were speaking at a march on Washington today, what he would say? As a 9-year-old student, I have been able to see, hear, and feel the spirits of that time and the purpose for that demonstration through access to Wikipedia, Google, and YouTube. My father has always said I have a very vivid imagination. I can see Dr. King coming up to the podium, getting a little teary, as he is greeted by the current President of the United States, an African-American man. I believe Dr. King would begin by saying, "Over 50 years ago, I came here to dramatize a shameful condition. I told the attendees before they left, please continue to work and keep the faith, knowing that somehow the situation can and will be changed." As a young girl living in this world at this time, I can say yes, our situation has changed. Dr. King was our drum major, who marched ahead, along with so many others, and endured horrific things just to force our nation to realize, regardless of the difference of the color of our skin, we still have 2 commonalities. We are all the same color of the inside of this flesh, and we all belong to the one human race. I believe Dr. King would be proud of what America has done to live out the true meaning of its creed. I also believe that he would say, on behalf of all those who organize and join the parade for justice and equality, this generation is not participating. They have slowed down the parade. I can just hear him now saying, we fought to allow children of all racial backgrounds to go to school together. Now we must fight to keep them safe from gun violence in those school buildings. We wanted to be sure all young people have equal access to collegiate education. Now we struggle to get a high school diploma. Our situation has changed. We fought against bullying. There were signs telling us where to drink our water from, which side of public buildings we could enter, which jobs, if any, we could apply for. Now we have a government that bullies each other behind closed doors, wanting to hurt each other and in turn only hurt the people they serve. Our situation has changed. I believe Dr. King would remind us how we fought for jobs, that all people can work and provide for their families. Now we must declare that all people, men and women, deserve equal pay. We must raise the minimum wage so that people can have good quality of life and not just an existence. Our situation has changed. I believe Dr. King would use one of his famous quotes because it is still so relevant to this time. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. And now, before Dr. King takes his seat, my young mind can imagine him extending his right hand and saying, Republicans, Democrats, Independent, Tea Party, Undecided, come. Then he would extend his left hand saying, Christians, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, Mormons, Hindus, atheists, and non-religious, come. He would lean to the center of the podium and say, to all my brothers and sisters, come. Pick up your instruments. Come play your part and join us in the parade for justice and equality. The end of the parade route is in sight, but we still have some marching to do. Thank you.
Our next finalist, Jemiah McNeil, is a 5th grade student at Charles Rice Learning Center. Good morning. How's the height of that microphone?
Good.
Have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
You know about Dorothy's ruby slippers?
Yes.
Look at your slippers. Aren't they fabulous? Yes, beautiful and emerald. Would you like a handshake, a hug, or a high five?
Hug. Good morning. My name is Jemiah McNeil, and I am in the 5th grade. If Dr. King were at a march on Washington today, what would he say? 50 years ago, I stood in this very spot to address the freedom and inequality of black folks. 50 years ago, we were fighting for racial justice and our citizenship rights. Back then, we were at our nation's capital to cash a check based on the words of the Constitution. The check was a promise that every American was to inherit the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The check bounced and was returned marked insufficient funds. Well, today, we are back to redeposit this check to America, and we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We see that there is money to bail out big banks, major corporations, and give tax benefits to the rich. So, we have come to cash this check that will give us the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We are back to stop the violence. The bullet stops here. We will stand our ground against hate crimes, police brutality, bullying, terrorism, and black-on-black crime. We are back to raise up our fellow brothers and sisters of all colors that are still on that lonely island of poverty in the midst of material prosperity. We must help them out of the dark dungeon of complacency. We are back to protect our voter rights. We will not be pulled out of the loving arms of hope and slung over the shoulders of discouragement. When asked for your voter ID, pull out a picture of Medgar Evers or Fannie Lou Hamer. We must keep in remembrance of those who struggled, suffered, resisted, and died for the rights that we have today. We are back on Washington to offer education as a hammer that breaks every chain of oppression, desperation, and rejection. Knowledge is power. Read a book and become strong. Write a book and become a warrior. Education is the key that starts the car that will take you on the road to success. Be the one that breaks the chain of illiteracy in your family. Weave a new design in the quilt of your family's history. We are back to keep hope alive, even though the government continues to build prisons for mass incarceration and tear down schools. We are back to tell young people that they do matter, and we expect great things from them. Dream big. Dreams are for those who will not accept reality. 50 years ago, I had a dream of an African American becoming the president of this nation. You must exercise your right to dream. Dream of a reality that should be, that must be. Dream beyond the pain. Use hope and imagination as weapons of survival and progress. Use love to motivate you to serve the human family. And each day, look at the man in the mirror and recite this poem written by my friend Jesse Jackson. I am somebody. I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. I may be on welfare, but I am somebody. I may have curly hair, I may have straight hair, but I am somebody. I am black, brown, white. I speak a different language, but I must be respected, protected, never rejected. I am God's child. I am somebody. Thank you.
Our next competitor is Luke Nafa, 5th grader at Harry C. Withers Elementary School. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, that's excellent. What are your hobbies?
I like to play sports.
Fantastic, what kind?
My favorite sport's probably basketball.
Awesome, outstanding. Hug, handshake, or high five?
Handshake. It's 2014, and today, I, Martin Luther King, stand in front of you again. In my original speech, in 1963, I stood in front of the Lincoln Memorial and referenced Abraham Lincoln's work. Now, as I stand before you 50 years later, I wonder, how have things changed? There have been many improvements in how people treat each other over these decades, but there is one thing that hasn't changed much. Previously, it didn't have a name, but now we call it bullying. You're weak. You're not smart. No one even likes you. You have no friends. Today, these types of comments are an epidemic in schools across America. It's like a bad virus that keeps lingering and won't go away. Growing up was a very difficult time for me because I was a victim of bullying. I faced issues of racial discrimination and prejudice. There were schools where children can only sit with people of their color, drink from a certain water fountain, have horrific names called at them, and much more. Being silent was what we were supposed to do, but I knew I had to make a change and fulfill my dream of becoming a voice for the people. Reflecting on my I Have a Dream speech, I spoke about having a voice for hope, equality, and freedom for all. It is the voice our founding fathers based on the Constitution. It is the voice that many are now afraid to express out of the fear of being rejected. This voice and this movement will continue to educate our children at homes and in schools and to respect one another's culture, values, and beliefs. The National Bullying Center states bullying affects 1 in 3 American children in grades middle and high school, and an estimated 160,000 children miss school every day to the fear of being bullied. This morning, there was a student who faked ill and even stayed home, or perhaps skipped school to avoid harassment. Most of us have recently witnessed some level of bullying. What did we do? Did we run to defend the victim? Sit back and say nothing? Or laugh along to feel accepted? Some victims are scared and crying inside and just need someone to be the voice that says no. We will not stand for this, nor will we participate. I truly believe no person has the right to reign on your dreams, and that in the end, we will not remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. For all those victims out there, we will not be silent. We will be the voice that brings awareness to the issue of bullying in our schools. I have to wonder, what if the bully is crying out for help? Maybe he wants help, but doesn't have the voice to ask for it. It is important to speak to everyone about the effects of bullying and the impact it has on all parties involved. No age is too young or too old. Continue to be leaders in our community and act with empathy and compassion. Be the voice that values diversity and builds positive relationships. I challenge you to go back to your schools and hold fundraisers, open forums with effective speakers, town hall meetings, and simply begin by being a friend that listens. Begin the platform where the topic of bullying is not taboo. I once said to take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just the first step. We must have faith in each other and begin the climb by taking our first steps. I know we all get busy and hope this virus will one day go away. We fear we will not make a difference. Let's unite together and take the pledge to join this movement. I want you to say no to this type of behavior and help break the barrier of bullying. If we only helped one child, then we were heard, and their silence was broken. I had a dream that my 4 little children would one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Only when bullying is stopped can that dream really come true. Our challenge begins today, right here, right now. Thank you.
Our next finalist is Kayla O'Neill, a 4th grade student at J.P. Stark's Math, Science, and Technology Vanguard. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great.
All right. You heard about my cat Serenity. Do you have any pets?
No, ma'am.
Any hobbies?
Yeah, I like to cheer a lot.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. Well, then you're upbeat, you're positive,
Yes,
you're a
ma'am.
go-getter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, handshake, hug, or high five?
Hug.
Microphone good?
If Dr. Martin Luther King were speaking at a march on Washington today, what would he say? I believe first that he would begin with the positive things that are taking place across the country. He would rejoice to see children of all races sitting in classrooms, learning together, problem solving together, and sharing goals and dreams with each other. He would acknowledge the fact that African Americans have come a mighty long way. No longer do people of color have to go to the back of restaurants, but now they are owners and CEOs of restaurants and all other types of businesses. He would speak about the progress that we have made as a country. I believe Dr. King would, of course, have to mention the election of our first African-American president, Barack Obama. I know his heart will swell with pride. However, Dr. King will also have to acknowledge the things that are affecting not only our communities, but this entire country. The number one problem that he would address would be drugs in our community. He would be disappointed that we have allowed drugs to destroy our families and our neighborhoods. He would tell us that drugs are nothing but another form of slavery. If you change a man's mind, you change his future. I believe Dr. King will shout from the steps of the Washington Monument, "People, wake up! No man can ride your back unless it is bent. You have allowed drugs to bend you over until you're almost level to the ground. Get up, people. Wake up, people. Stand up, people. Don't you know that drugs and alcohol are the trick of the devil? We know the job of the devil. It is to kill, steal, and destroy. What are you doing to stop evil in this track?" Dr. King will certainly address this so-called government shutdown. He will be appalled that America is being held hostage by elected officials unable and unwilling to work together. Then he would say, "Fellow Americans, speak out. Let your voices be heard, for this is completely unacceptable." You see, he will remind us that our lives begin to end the day that we become silent about the things that matter. Can you hear him say? Contact your representative, your congressman, and tell them enough is enough. I believe Dr. King will have a message for the youth today. Then he would say, "Children, what has happened? I hear you being disrespectful to your parents, to your teachers, and to each other. I see your backsides because your pants are hanging to the ground. Don't you know that sagging came from the prisoners? Is that what you equate yourself with, a criminal? Don't you know that you are more precious than a diamond on the deepest parts of Africa? Act like it, walk like it, dream big, and let no one have the right to rain on your dreams. Think like it, believe in yourself, and let no one define who you are or where you are going. A nation that produces soft-minded men buys its own spiritual death on the installment plan. Brothers, get your mind out of layaway and set your mind for the higher calling. One of promise, one of hope, one of success. Young ladies, reveal what's in your mind instead of your body parts. Watch the words that proceed out of your mouth. God created you to be a queen. Walk in your glory. Dr. King would remind us the importance of education and how our ancestors fought, bled, and died for us that have the right to attend any college, anywhere. Equip your mind and you equip your future. I believe Dr. King would end his speech by stating, "Even in the midst of trial and trouble,
America. I still have a dream. I leave it up to each and every one of you to turn my dream into a contagious reality. Thank you.
Next, we have Sedalia Rochelle, a 5th grade student at Thomas Tolbert Elementary School. Is that your dad? Cousin, all right. What's your favorite subject in school?
Math.
Math. Why is math your favorite?
Because it's easy to me.
It's easy to her. All right, we love that. How's the height of the microphone for you?
Good.
Handshake, hug, or high five? Mm.
Hi, my name is Sedalia Rochelle. If Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were speaking at a march on Washington today, he would look out into the crowd and marvel at the vast sea of colored faces. He was faces of all colors standing side by side and declare, a change has truly come. In 1963, Dr. King said, I look forward to the day when people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Well, today is that day. Today, in 2014, we have the first African-American president of the United States, never before considered in America. We, as Americans, can dine and sit together in any restaurant in America. Injustice and oppression have been transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. Dr. King will bow his head to Americans and say, well done. But he will also give Americans another charge. He will ask them to cash yet another check. In the world today, even though we have made great strides and overcome many prejudices, we are still not where we need or want to be. We're facing government shutdowns, citizens with little or no health insurance, and many Americans are homeless and without jobs. Americans today, as in the past, have taken up a life of crime and are killing themselves and others at alarming rates. Dr. King will challenge us to get involved in activities and encourage more of our students to walk across the stage to receive their diplomas. We need to see diplomas in more young people's hands instead of cigarettes and drugs. He will give us a renewed call and charge to peace and togetherness. He will tell us to develop a new blueprint to get America back on track to success as a great nation. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to do a better job at making our world into one that Dr. King will continue to be proud of. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are now down to our final 2 competitors. First, we'll have Chaylin Simpson, a 4th grader at Ronald E. McNair Elementary School. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your favorite subject in school?
Social studies.
Why?
Because we get to do a bunch of games that at the end of the week that tells us everything that we've learned so far, and it makes learning really fun.
So it's interactive.
Yes.
Very good. Handshake, hug, or high five?
High five.
Boom! All right. Is the microphone good for you?
Yes.
You want a little higher?
Yes. That's better.
That's better?
Mm-hmm.
Straightforward, no mistakes, no distractions. Straightforward, like Martin Luther King Jr. when he gave all of those great speeches. He wasn't afraid of being disliked by others, nor was he afraid of the consequences. He spoke of equality and justice for all, not just a few. Against all odds, he stood up for the weak, the meek, and the poverty-stricken. Martin Luther King Jr. was a visionary, a dreamer, a leader,
This world should stop living in fear because it only hinders your growth. This world should speak up for what you believe in and not shy away because of intimidation. Stand firm like Junior did. Speak your mind respectfully and courteously. Pursue your dreams like he did. Together, we can go straight forward. No mistakes. To reach our full potential, we can't allow the distractions of this world to get in our way. We must stay focused at the job at hand. We must stay steady to conquer our goals. Don't let drugs and alcohol destroy your dreams. Strive to be the best you can be at all times. Never give up on your dreams. I won't let anyone stand in the way of my dream of Harvard Business School. You too should stay the course. Give it all you have, stay focused on your dreams, and never, ever give up. Distractions cause failure. Failure leads to low self-esteem, and low self-esteem leads to despair. No distractions. I sat with Martin Luther King Jr. in my dream and asked him about his dream. He told me to turn a negative into a positive by using the fire hose to water the minds of my peers so that they can be knowledgeable. Use the police baton of injustice to beat down distractions. Use the slavery, whip, and chain to corral mistakes. And finally, he told me to march ahead to pursue my dream by moving straight forward with no mistakes and no distractions. Thank you.
And now we have Asia Young, a fourth grader at William Brown Miller Elementary School. More sparkly shoes. Very nice. How's the height of the microphone for you?
It's good.
Good? So Asia, let's see. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple.
Mine too. Why do you like purple?
I like purple because it stands for passionate and royalty.
Yes, it does. All right. We have that in common. Handshake, hug, or high five?
Hug.
If Dr. King were speaking at the March on Washington today, he would say, "My good people, we are all God's people. We all have our own personality. Now stop bullying and we can live together in peace. This world is for all of us." Dr. King will continue telling about his dream of everyone working together to make the world a better place. If I had the opportunity to speak to Dr. King today, I would say, thank you, thank you, thank you for starting the civil rights movement with a nonviolent approach, because he was a man that stopped the whites from mistreating the blacks. However, as we look around today, we have forgotten about the nonviolent approach. Every time we can't get our way, we want to take our guns. This is part of the reason why our jails are full. Take a look around. Take a good look at society today, and you will see that we have become enemies of the civil rights movement. Instead of us coming together, we're going further and further apart. In fact, we are still judged by the color of our skin or by neighborhoods where we live. Now, with that said, I too have a dream that one day, we will be judged by our character, not by the color of our skin. Just like Dr. King, my dream is to give hope to the hopeless. We went to Washington for the 50th anniversary to honor Dr. King and to keep his dream alive. We must never forget the sacrifices he and countless others made so that we can live his dream. Dr. King was bullied. I too was bullied, but I didn't lose hope. I am going to keep dreaming and serving others. It doesn't matter what color they are or where they live. Red, yellow, black, or white, we are all precious in his sight. We are all God's people. We are all brothers and sisters. It's about love for each other. So, in the essence of Dr. King's dream, we can be whoever we want and have whatever we want. If we work hard and put our minds to it, if each one can teach one, we will all reach one and be one. I am not going to lose hope, and neither should you. So, if Dr. King were speaking at the March on Washington today, I believe he would say the same. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a standing ovation. Boys and girls, let's stand up and salute our finalists for the outstanding work each and every one of them has done. We are so proud of you. Thank you. All right, judges, it's go time now for you. They're going to be escorted out of the auditorium to deliberate the very difficult question, and they've got some very hard work ahead of them. While the judges are leaving and begin their deliberations, I'm very pleased to welcome to the stage the David W. Carter High School Choir. Carter High School Choir is in its 4th year under their current director, Demetrius D. Ethley. Mr. Ethley studies vocal music at Texas Wesleyan University. Carter Choir, under his direction, has sung at Disney World, Channel 8's Daybreak. Each year, a choir from Carter earns a Division I rating in stage performance and/or sight reading at UIL. Students from Carter advance to the state solo ensemble contest each and every year. They're just that good. And last year, a student from Carter won Outstanding Performer at the state solo contest. Students in the Carter Choir have made district and region honor choirs each year since 2011. And this year marks the 3rd year in which a member of the Carter Choir has earned entrance into the coveted Texas All-State Honor Choir. For spring break 2014, guess where this choir is going to perform? You have no idea. You're going to be so happy for them. And you're going to wish you could go. You're going to wish you could sing. Because this choir is going to perform on Carnival's Triumph cruise ship headed for Cozumel, Mexico. Hello. That is awesome. We're going to welcome them to the stage, and finalists, I think we're going to let you stand up, kind of shake it off. You can get some water, have some beverages, and then we'll bring you back to the stage once the judges come back. Thank you so much. You're all brilliant. Now we'll have our choir. It's about a dramatic entrance. They're getting ready. They're artists. So please welcome our Carter Choir.
a dream that one day in America, the hour of worship will be the most integrated hour and not the most segregated.
We shall overcome.
I have a dream that one day quality health care will be affordable for all Americans.
We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall, as a nation, we shall, as a community, we shall, as brothers and sisters, we shall overcome God's gonna set this world on fire. Yes, yes, yes. God's gonna set this world on fire one of these days. Hallelujah. God's gonna set this world on fire. God's gonna set this world on fire one of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. I'm gonna drink and never get thirsty. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna drink and never get thirsty one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna drink and never get thirsty. I'm gonna drink and never get thirsty one of these days. I'm gonna eat and never get hungry. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna eat and never get hungry one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna eat and never get hungry. I'm gonna eat and never get hungry one of these days. God's gonna set this world on fire. God's gonna set this world on fire one of these days. Hallelujah. God's gonna set this world on fire. God's gonna set this world on fire. One of these
See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes silence, it seems so loud. There are miracles in life I must achieve. But first I know it starts inside of me.
To stand and help us do the Negro National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. We're going to sing the first verse by solo with Michael O'Cray, who you just saw, senior. Second verse by freshman Jade Washington. Third verse by Antoinette Barrett, junior. And then we're going to sing the first verse again in harmony for 4 parts with the choir. I want to thank Mr. John Taylor for being our accompanist today, for y'all for having us here.
Another round of applause, please, for the wonderful choir. Our judges are back, and in just a moment, we'll be announcing the winners. But I can't think of a better way to commemorate this wonderful evening or this afternoon than that performance. Before we announce the results, I do want to emphasize that we consider each of the students who participated in the program, start to finish, to be winners. Each finalist, and each of the 19 participating schools will receive a book donated by Gardere regarding the life of Dr. King. In addition, each finalist will receive a personalized participation plaque and a check, and we hope that they will maybe use to save for college. The first place winner will receive $1,000. The second place winner, a $500 check. The third place winner, $200, and each of the remaining 5 finalists will leave with $100. Now, before I turn the mic back over to Clarice, I would like to ask a few of my colleagues from Gardere to join me as we hand out the awards. Joining me is Dwight Francis. Dwight is one of my partners. He has spearheaded this event for many years. It's Dwight. Our CEO, Steve Good. Steve, you're back there, you are. He snuck in on me after I got on the stage. And Sean Adams, who is our Chief Strategy and Marketing Officer, who has been an integral part of organizing this competition. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Clarice. Thank you.
We have our decision. Ladies and gentlemen, first though, let me ask 3 really special people from DISD to stand. From the Board of Trustees, Bernadette Nuttall, District 9, Carla Ranger, District 6, and Dr. Lou Blackburn, District 5. Please stand. We had amazing, amazing artists from this choir. Didn't you love what they did? Yes. And right now on this stage, we're showing just some of what the best of DISD has to offer, from our scholars, from their support at their various schools, from the choir. DISD rocks. Thank you so much for being a part of this today. All right, here we go. I want to stress again how wonderful it is to have all of our finalists. You did brilliant work. Dr. King would be very proud of each and every one of you, and you need to know that. He is smiling right now because of what he heard. We know that you're going to go on to graduate and do outstanding work in college, and we look forward to having your leadership for this country and the world in the future. In no particular order, I'm going to name the 5 finalists, then I will announce the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place winners in that order. After each name is called, please come accept your plaque backpack, shake our hands, and we're going to have a photo taken with Holly, Dwight, Sean, me, and Steve. Our first finalist, Shaylin Simpson from Ronald E. McNair Elementary School. Our second finalist, Asia Young from William Brown Miller Elementary. Our third finalist, Ahmad Crawford, Thomas L. Marsalis Elementary. Our fourth finalist, Sedalia Rochelle from Thomas Tolbert Elementary School. Our fifth finalist, Luke Nafa, Harry Withers Elementary. Thanks to all of you for competing and giving so much of yourselves in front of this really large audience, and continue to be proud and move forward because we are proud of you. Now I'm delighted to announce that our third place winner is Jemiah McNeil from Charles Rice Elementary School. Second place goes to Etana King, John Neely Bryan. So ladies and gentlemen, that means the winner of the 2013 Gardere MLK Junior Oratory Competition is Kayla O'Neill, J.P. Starks. Congratulations. We appreciate everything you have done today. Judges, outstanding work. I know it was not easy, but thank you so much for your time and your deliberations. As we adjourn, I'd like to ask our judges and winners to join me here on the stage. We're going to take a few group photos, but we ask that everyone else wait on the floor of the theater because we've got liability issues here, so we want to make sure we can keep everybody safe here. But you'll have plenty of time to congratulate your winner from your school once we finish taking our group photos. Thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you again next year.
And a big round of applause for our Mistress of Ceremonies, who did an outstanding job again this year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll take it. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you next January for the 23rd competition. Have a good afternoon.